What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. So after I showed you guys my Seiko Tuna and my Rolex Submariner, both watches that I wouldn't really consider to be entry-level pieces, I actually got an overwhelming amount of questions asking me to show you guys some more affordable options when it comes to dive watches. So obviously the first one that pops into my head is the Seiko SKX. But I know you guys keep saying, "Oh, Time Teller, I'm sick and tired of the Seiko SKX. I don't want to hear it ever again." Okay, fine. I hear you. So, I have the #1 dive watch for under $500 on my wrist right this moment, and I'm going to share it with you right now. But first, I want to say thank you so much, guys. We are almost at 2,000 subscribers, and I'm sure that probably by the time I wake up tomorrow, we will hit that 2,000 mark, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. So, with that being said, if you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button. It only takes 1 second, and it helps me out so much. So when you subscribe, we can now begin. Have you subscribed? Okay, cool. Oh wait, hold up, sorry. I do not mean to intrude, but just hear me out. To mitigate some confusion, I filmed what you're about to see earlier in the day, around like 3:30 p.m. I think, but I'm doing these intro outros right now around 10:37 p.m. So let's get down to business. Okay, so you nerds wanted to know about an affordable diver that isn't the SKX. Well, guess what? I've done you one better. Here's my gorgeous Seiko SRP 641 Baby Tuna. Just look at this piece. I'm actually going to take it off my wrist so that I can show it to you in greater detail. So why do I think that this is the best diver for under $500? Well, first of all, you can get this for under $300. So, I mean, there's a huge plus. But also, just look at the design. There's multiple reasons why I think this is the best diver for under $500. But honestly, the first would have to just be the design. The first thing that drew me to it was how amazing it looked. It's kind of got that sleek, stealthy, tactical feel to it. It's kind of like that stealth fighter. It's kind of satin, not quite matte, but not quite gloss. It's a bit of a satin black finish. And one of my favorite parts about this watch in regards to the design is that flat crystal and how the flat crystal plays with this kind of angular bezel. So I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but the bezel is almost concave. So it slopes down onto that very flat crystal. And it just looks very, very sleek. And again, I'm not a huge fan of gold on watches. I think that it has to be done perfectly or else it can be kind of gaudy, but this is absolutely a watch that pulls it off. If you look, I love the accenting on the crown and on the hardware, and how it borders the hands, and even cooler, the texturing on the indexes, how they're raised up a little bit. That lume is raised up and it's bordered with that gold that just pops. Just an incredibly designed piece. Even if you don't care about the specs or the movement or the size or anything, and you just care about how watches look, this is honestly one of the most impressive watches in regards to design. I'm going to actually compare it now to its big brother, the SBBN 031 Big Tuna. So if you recall, I mentioned the flat crystal with the sloped bezel. This is actually the exact opposite. This is a flat bezel with a double domed crystal. Still a very cool looking piece, but we're not talking about this one right now. We're going to be talking about its little brother, the Baby Tuna. I mean, just look at the way that crystal is cut, and you get it catching the light. Such a cool looking watch. And guys, I've said this in another video, this is the most comfortable watch that I own. And that's honestly saying something considering how many freaking watches I own. This is so comfortable. When you put it on your wrist, you barely know it's there. And I don't know if it's because it's fairly thin and flat or what, but it's honestly, again, you kind of forget that you're wearing it. It's just, it becomes a part of you. Let's talk about some of the specs too. Another reason I think that this is the best dive watch for under $500 is because of the movement. You're getting the 4R36 21 joule automatic movement with a day and a date indicator. This is an incredibly smooth movement. The first thing that I noticed when I actually held one in person was just how smoothly the second hand sweeps. It's very, very impressive for a watch of this price. Just a great tough movement. It's got a 200-meter water resistance rating. It's got a very smooth crown threading, so it doesn't feel gritty or disgusting. It just feels very, very positive and smooth. Just a great piece. And ever since I showed the unboxing video of my Seiko tuna, everybody wanted to know what the next best thing would be, what an affordable option would be, because this goes for over $1,000, and this you can get for under $300. So come on, it's kind of a no-brainer here, guys. As far as the size goes, it's a 47mm case. Now, guys, don't freak out. I know that sounds huge, but honestly, it wears much smaller than it is. Just for a comparison, because I know people are going to ask. I don't know what it is about the Rolex Submariner, but any watch I bring up, someone in the comments is like, oh, put that next to a Submariner. So, ask and you shall receive. So here are, obviously this is a Rolex Submariner, and this is the baby tuna. This is a 40, I'm so sorry for that glare, guys. There's not much I can do about that. I'm trying to position it as best as I can. So this is a 40mm case, and this is 47mm. Honestly, doesn't look all that different when we're talking about size. It's not like this is gargantuan. When we put the big tuna in the mix, it just fucks everything up. I mean, this is just a chunky watch. Still very comfortable, but it's just, I mean, it's just a monster. It's not a Seiko monster. That's a totally different watch. That's just a monstrous piece. So, back to what we were talking about. 40mm versus 47mm. This wears much smaller than it actually is. And it's very comfortable. And guys, most of the size comes from the bezel and then this shroud. Obviously, the shroud adds a little bit. But it's not something that you couldn't comfortably wear. It's not something that's unwieldy. It's not something that you feel like would be an extra dumbbell on your wrist. It's a very comfortable, maneuverable watch, and I think that adds to the appeal of it. Okay, get out of here, Rolex. We're talking about Seikos today. It's got 22mm lugs, so you got a lot of options as far as straps goes. I have it on the factory rubber strap, very comfortable. But I've seen it with some shark mesh bracelets, some black shark mesh bracelets that look very cool on this. I think I'm going to keep it on the rubber for now, but that's definitely an option down the road if I want to switch it up. It looks very cool. Let's see what else. It's got a 200-meter water resistance rating. I may or may not have already said that. It's got a 41-hour power reserve. Guys, just a very gorgeous, comfortable piece. And if you're looking for something that's unique, something that's different, because I know in the comments people are going to be like, oh, what about the Seiko Turtle, the SRP 777, that's way better. Well, I disagree, first of all, and guess what? This just looks way more unique. Okay, if you want something that will stand out and be different, and that actually has some interesting design to it all on its own, you have to go with this watch, man. The SRP 641 Baby Tuna just looks edgy enough to stand out, but not so crazy that it looks weird. Just a gorgeous piece. It's tough. It'll last you a long time. You don't have to baby it, even though it is a baby tuna. And yeah, I mean, it'll work for you, and it looks so cool. I can't tell you how many compliments I get on this piece every time I wear it. Just a great watch. Okay guys, well thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed learning about this awesome SRP 641 Baby Tuna. And guys, if you are in the market for an affordable dive watch, hey, this may be your man. Just an awesome, comfortable piece. Huge bang for your buck. I think it's even better than the Seiko SKX And it's a little bit pricier, but definitely worth it. And hey, you can get it for under $300, kind of a no-brainer. Guys, again, thank you so much for subscribing. We are almost at 2,000 subscribers. Just mind-blowing, guys. Thank you so much. So guys, again, if you haven't already subscribed, please just click that subscribe button, and while you're at it, click that little bell icon so you do not miss an episode of The Time Teller, because there's just so much more awesome content on the way, and you do not want to miss it, I'm telling you. So guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with other watch enthusiasts, other people that you think would enjoy this. I'm Jory Goodman, The Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.